See? Nothing more than 3 columns of numbers where each column represents the RGB values of. You may have sometimes wondered, what are LUTs and what are they used for? Like there's some kind of voodoo color grading magic. Well, in this video series, we're going to demystify what a LUT or lookup table is and show you how we can use them in our color grading. In the most basic sense, a LUT is nothing more than a table of numbers. What they actually do and what they are used for is the part I think that gives them their mystique. Well, I've divided them up and condensed them down into 3 main uses so that they can be easily understood. They can be used for technical reasons, for speed and efficiency, and for creative or aesthetic reasons. An example of a technical use would be a display LUT, which allows us to preview how a film will look on our grading monitor the same as it will look when it goes out to print on film. Another technical use would be to convert from one color space to another, like going from Rec 709, the standard for HD, to DCI XYZ for delivering to DCP or digital cinema. Examples of speed use would be to quickly convert log images from cameras like the Area Alexa or Blackmagic Camera to video gamma and color space. And finally, the fun part of LUTs is using them to emulate different film stocks and film processes, as well as to add creative looks. I'm really excited to show you examples of these in this series and to share with you some free 3D LUTs that I've gathered from around the web and other places. But before we get any further, let's take a look at a LUT up close. As I mentioned earlier, a LUT is nothing more than a table of numbers. To show you this, here in our Finder, if we change the file extension of this example LUT from cube to .txt, we can then see the LUT in a text editor. See? Nothing more than 3 columns of numbers where each column represents the RGB values of red, green, and blue, hence the 3D LUT terminology. How these numbers work is they translate the values from the original image into a new set to create a completely new image. Therefore, it's important to keep in mind that LUTs are created with specific intentions in mind. Their calculations are based upon the original image and color profile that they're coming from to the desired emulation or color space that they're going towards. So while they're very prescribed and unalterable, they're an amazing tool that we can use in our grading. We can apply LUTs in Resolve in one of 2 different ways. We can apply them to individual clips from the color page by right-clicking a node to reveal a drop-down menu, and apply them globally to the entire project by opening the project settings page and going to the lookup tables section. While we're here in the project settings page, let me explain the order to which the LUTs are applied in the image processing pipeline. The input LUTs you see here are essentially applied to the source bar in the node graph, but after raw camera decoding is applied. Output LUTs are essentially applied to the output bar after all color correction has been performed, and display LUTs are applied even after that, but only temporarily for monitoring. Depending on what we're using the LUTs for, will determine if we apply them to the entire project or to clips individually.